Maghot Atheist is saying, any thoughts about alliance of the CCP and some Islamic states whose ideologies are diametrically opposed to each other?
Really
This
depends
is-
on which.
Yeah.
No, I mean, it really depends on the country you're talking about. Are you talking about Pakistan, Iran, or Saudi Arabia? Each one of them is a 1-hour stream on its own. In fact, we are going to do an entire episode on this. Iran and CCP deal that Iran and CCP just had, $400 billion deal, 25-year deal. That, but by the way, this whole idea of like the hypocrisy of these Islamic countries doing deals with CCP while not acknowledging the human rights violations that China is, the CCP is doing on its Muslim population. I mean, have we not already talked about that forever? Like, who doesn't, like, it's such a easy point to make by now. Like,
I think
the fact. I mean, everybody knows this. Everybody, like, this is something that everybody acknowledges about how pathetically hypocritical these countries are. If a 1 in a millionth of this violation was happening, when it happens, when Israel does that to Palestinians, these countries lose their mind, because that's how they virtue signal as a way to try to pretend like they're guardians of Muslims, to try to gain sympathy. As the lead, they like Turkey's government, Iran's government, Pakistan's government. They all want to try to pretend that they represent Muslims beyond just their borders, and they're guardians of Muslims. Especially when it comes to Iran and Turkey, they try to gain the leadership of the Islamic world beyond their borders. So they use the Palestinian issues over and over again to signal that. And yet when it comes to the greatest human rights violations against Muslims possibly ever, they are like, not only guys, it's not that they're just silent about it. I wish they were only silent about it. They actually congratulate China, not secretly. They officially openly congratulate China. And they officially send a letter publicly commending China over how they're dealing with terrorism.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of blasphemy and sexy Kali, like me, then that means that you probably want more blasphemous art. Well, I have good news for you. If you subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below, then you get a free booklet of some of the tastiest blasphemous art available today. So, if you want some of this delicious blasphemy, and we're so generous that we update it for you guys weekly for free, all you have to do is sign up for our newsletter below. You can also go to blasphemousart.com/ebook. That's blasphemousart.com/ebook. Sign up with your email, and you get free gifts of this tasty blasphemy. What could be better? So make sure you sign up. Link below.
And Susan, I sent you an article. I have to check if that's true. I don't
Rouhani.
like about Rouhani.
I've been looking for other sources on that thing with Rouhani, and I haven't been able to find anything in English, but you're more likely to find something about it in Farsi.
Okay, so let's not say it until we actually can confirm it. But if that is true, the hypocrisy is amazing.
Yeah, I was like, what?
Yeah.
No, I think
Susie, like, I saw the title. Guys, here's how you know we try to do our due diligence, okay? And sometimes we fail, but I saw it and I knew that this is like, oh my God, I need to, if this is true, we need to share this. But I didn't share it because it seemed like too juicy to be true. But if it is true, we'll share it with you guys, right? So I was like,
based on the context, it seems like there would be a video recording of it.
I don't know.
But it wasn't included.
Yeah, we'll see. But the hypocrisy is very high. But anyways, so
yeah, I mean, I think, like you said, it's highly dependent. The motivations are highly dependent on the individual countries. And like just pointing out, like, oh, the human rights abuses, blah blah blah. Like, I mean, like you said, that's very obvious. I think it's more interesting the comparison between Palestine and Xinjiang.
I do want to, however, mention that I am worried about anti-Chinese racism becoming a thing by in these countries. Do you know what I mean? So as much as the governments are not only silent about it, but they're also excusing it. There's a lot of these countries, for example, in Iran,
it's more than
people,
excusing. They're making economic alliances.
Yeah, well, they need to, because they're on sanctions, and China is basically throwing them
lifesaver,
right? However, the people think like Iran is the government is selling the country out in a very bad deal to China, and as much as that could be true, I'm seeing on Iranian social media a lot of individual people who are against the government are saying some really, really nasty things against Chinese people as a whole.
Oh no.
And it's getting really bad. It's getting really bad. So guys, we need to be very careful about this is why I keep trying to not, every time I say China, I'm like, every time I remember, I try to say Chinese government or the CCP, because constantly saying and over again, China is doing this, China is doing that, man. Like here, Mugahad Atheist is actually pretty good. Look at this question. Mugahad Atheist himself or herself is saying CCP, right? So that's actually I'm happy with that, right? So we have to be, because even if when you say China, you mean the Chinese government, constantly saying China is doing this, China is doing this, in your head, you might do a short circuit between China and Chinese people, and then you might be making excuses for hatred towards Chinese people as a whole. So when I'm careful about this that I'm talking about this, I try to mention not even Chinese government. I try to mention CCP. Okay. I think that's a better way, because you might think like, you know what? No, I know what I'm talking about. But at some point, our brain is very lazy, and it makes those associations very fast without you even recognizing it.
Yeah.
So it's good to be mindful of that. Yeah.
Hey guys, YouTube has fully demonetized our channel for supposedly hateful and harmful conduct, without telling us what we did wrong. If we get to 1,000 patrons, we will be able to keep paying all our team, our editors, our artists, without ever having to worry about monetization again, which would be amazing. Yay! So please support Atheist Republic on Patreon. Link in the description below.